Hello, welcome to Levant TV headlines. Russian airstrikes in Syria will last for 3 to 4 months and will intensify, a senior Russian lawmaker has said, as President Vladimir Putin was due in Paris for talks. Russian Defense Ministry said that military airplanes have destroyed an ISIS command center and a rebels training camp in Syria. And Iraq's most powerful Shiite cleric, Grand Ayatollah Ali Sistani, has called for a global war against ISIS a day after the Prime Minister said he would welcome Russian airstrikes against the group on Iraqi soil. More than 500 children have been killed since the upsurge in violence in Yemen in March, the United Nations has said, while some 1.7 million youth are at risk of malnutrition. And a gunman went on a shooting rampage at a college in the US state of Oregon on Thursday, killing 10 people and wounding 7 before he died in a shootout with police. Now let's have a look at the headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting from the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that a massive fire on Thursday destroyed 26 residential stories of Al Nasser Tower on King Faisal Road in Sharjah, leaving 250 families homeless. The paper also reports that Bahrain more than doubled the prices of beef and chicken on Thursday, removing meat subsidies in a move designed to save money as low oil prices slash the government's revenues. From Beirut, the Daily Star leads reporting that the US Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control has designated 4 Lebanese, 2 German nationals and 11 companies as especially designated narcotics traffickers pursuant to the Foreign Narcotics Kingpin Designation Act. The paper also reports that Health Minister Wael Abu Faour has demanded the immediate suspension of Natur cold meat storage plans in Beirut after violations were found during an inspection. The Egypt Independent leads that the number of Egyptian pilgrims who died in the Hajj stampede in Saudi Arabia rose to 124, announced the Health and Population Ministry, adding that 70 pilgrims are still counted as missing and 16 injured remain in Saudi hospitals. The paper also reports that employees at government agencies disgruntled with a law regulating their bonuses, promotions and evaluations are planning further escalation by protesting outside the presidential palace this month. And now the papers here in London. And The Guardian, a report that Israel's right-wing deputy foreign minister heckled Jordan's foreign minister in a breach of diplomatic protocol during a speech at the UN over the issue of mounting tension around Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque. According to sources widely quoted in Israeli media, Tzipi Hodvoli made a series of incendiary remarks during a meeting of donor countries to the Palestinian Authority, which took place on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. The Telegraph reports that 7 Israelis accused of attempting to carry out the first known Islamic State plot on Israeli soil were charged on Thursday. In a joint operation by the police, the Internal Security Service, Shin Bet and the IDF, 3 suspects were indicted of charges of contacting ISIS fighters in Syria, who then encouraged them to plan terror attacks in Israel. And The Independent reports that a woman in Saudi Arabia is divorcing her husband because he is too short. The unnamed pair have been married for 7 months but are now heading for divorce as the woman claims she can no longer cope with being mocked for being taller than her partner. And now let's have a look at top headlines in international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle reports that Iranian troops are reportedly arriving in Syria to join Hezbollah fighters in a major ground offensive in support of President Bashar al-Assad's government. According to the 2 Lebanese who spoke with the Reuters news agency, hundreds of Iranian troops have arrived in Syria over the past 10 days and are reported to have weapons to mount a major ground offensive. And finally, China's Global Times reports that the Palestinian Foreign Ministry warned of Israeli incitement against Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas following his speech at the UN General Assembly in New York. The ministry called upon the United Nations to seriously deal with this incitement and assume their legal, human and moral responsibilities towards Palestinian people, including providing them with international protection. For more updates, please visit our website on levant.tv. Thanks for watching and bye for now.